Okay, round two. This is the second time I've had to do this, and so it's April 1st. Welcome everybody. So I've got the list of what to do today. It's on the screen here. Number one, ACT English practice. Number two, do the Unit 5 key terms, word search. Number three, we're fixing to do number three, sketch plane cube. That's what this video is called. Then I'm going to make another video on creating a basic part. And then if you don't get through with Crash Course 7 and 8, do that for homework. It won't take long, but you've got 2 days to do it. So make sure you get that done. So we're going to go fast because last time it cut me off. All right, so 15 minutes, and here we go. This is the part you're going to make. Let me see if I can pull it up. I hope I don't have to record this 3 times. Please say I don't. Okay. So I'm going to click on Inventor, and this is the part you're going to wind up making. I got to this point where, literally this point on the part, so I'm going to have to undo it. I'm going to pause. This is what you're going to print off. You go to print, file, print, and then go to Konica Minolta. This is what you're going to have at the end. You ready? Here we go. We're going to click on Autodesk Inventor. That's the orange looking icon right there. So click on it, and it should open up a window that looks kind of like this. So you're going to click on New, or if it's not already there, you click File, then New. And then standard.ipt, click right there. All right. So we're going to go fast because last time it cut me off right at the last little bit. So you ready? So you get your book. It looks like this. The very first page, it says sketch plane cube. Yes, things are falling off my desk, but that's normal. Okay, open new part file. You see where it says that right there, number 1? Okay, so now we're going to go to number 2, and we can't go to number 2 until I find my mouse, and I just found it. Okay, start 2D sketch. Click XY plane. Try and make sure I stare at you while I'm doing this. Rectangle. So I click the rectangle button, and then I push. You see that little green button right there in the center? Click on it and drag over, just like that. Now it says to number 3, dimension the width and the height to be 2 inches. So guess what? I'm going to push 2, tab 2. See what just happened? It changed the 2's up there on the little white thing. Oops, I made a mistake. I got to push backspace and hit enter. 2, tab 2, enter. All right. Then it says number 4, click finish sketch. That's going to be this little green check mark right there. And so I click my home. See that? Looks like a house. Remember that? We said that last week. So now we have a rectangle that looks like 2 by 2 rectangle. Now we're on step 4, and I said we're going to go fast. All right. Extrude to the back 2 inches. So that means we're going to make it. We're going to use that shape, and we're going to like protrude it out, but not this way. We're going to go the other way. We're going to go back. It says extrude to the back. See how it's going to the front? Now we need to go to the back. So I click 2 right there, and then I push this little button that says direction. I click that little orange thing right there. See what I did? I click that orange thing. Direction 1. I don't want to go direction 1. I want to go direction 2. So I'm going direction 2, and send it to the back. Now we're going to click home button again. Okay, so now we've got a square that's a 2 by 2, and I know you're thinking, hey, Mr. King, you're going way too fast. Well, rewind me. That's what this is for. All right, so click the check mark. Now we're on number 6. Add a new sketch to the front view. All right, so if you'll look at your view cube, it's way over here to the right, over there. Okay, and it says front view, so I'm going to click front, just like that. And you should see this little thing here. Remember, we're going to go fast. Number 7, we're going to create a circle inside of the cube using the circle tool. Well, watch this. I figured this out a minute ago. Well, probably can do circle. No, I'll change it. I'll go back to what I did. So we're going to click line. I know it said circle. And you're thinking, Mr. King, you must be crazy. So we're going to click line. And then I'm going to click from the origin, that little green dot, to this green dot. And I'll tell you why after I push the escape button, and I want you to push the escape button. Okay. Now, I put that line there so when I click circle, because I want to draw a circle, I want it to be dead center. So I'm going to put a circle right there on that little green dot in the center. And so I drag out. And it says I want my circle to be 1 inch. So if you'll see right now, it says 1.131 inches. I don't want that. I want it to be 1. So I hit number 1, and I hit enter. Bam. And so now I push finish sketch. I need to delete that line, so I'm going to click the line and make it blue and push delete. So I'm going to do that again. Oops. Watch this. I'm going to go back. Click the back button. Okay. Before you finish sketch, click the line, then push the delete button. Now finish your sketch. Now, okay. Then it says number 10. We're going fast. Extrude circle. So we're going to go 3D model, extrude. 3D model is on this ribbon. You remember we talked about the ribbon. It's way at the top of the bar. So you click 3D model, that tab over there, and then extrude. And I'm going to extrude the circle, but it looks like I can't tell what it's extruding. So I'm going to click the home button, that little house. And you see how long it is. It says 2 inches there. I don't want 2 inches. I want it to be 0.5 inches. So I push 0.5. And, oh, not 2.5. 0.5, enter, and so now I'll get 0.5 extrusion. So now add a new sketch to the side view. That's going to be the right side view, so we're going to click right, and now we're going to add a new sketch to that side. So I click start 2D sketch, click on this side here, and then we're going to create a square inside the cube using the rectangle tool. So we're going to do let's do a rectangle 2-point center like that. And well, no, let's go back and do line. I'm changing my mind as we go. So let's click line, click the bottom left button, and then click the top right green button there. So we need a line. Push escape because you got a little extension there coming off. Push escape. Now we're going to click what was it, number 12. Create a square inside the cube using the rectangle tool. So that's what I'm going to do, but I want to click the rectangle 2-point center. I think that's what I did last time. Yeah. So there we go. Now we've got a center point, and we're creating a square here, but I want the square to be, if I'm step 13 now, dimension the width and the height to be 1 inch. So if you'll notice right now, I've got some weird, down at the bottom I've got 0.878, and to the right I've got 1.031. I want that to be 1 tab 1. Okay, enter, done. So there's your square that's 1 inch by 1 inch dimension. Okay, now number 14, dimension from the top line of the cube, that's the large square, to the top line of the small square. So I go over here and click dimension, and I click the top line of the square, and I click the top line of the cube, and then I drag over to the left. Well, it might be better to drag over to the right. I like it better there. So we're going to click accept if it gives you an error like that. No worries. Don't worry, guys. Or so dimension. Now we're going to click. It says at the second part on part number 14, set the distance to 0.5. Well, guess what? It's already there, 0.5. So I ain't going to do that. Then repeat this on a side of the square to the side of the cube, also 0.5. So the side of the square is here, the side of the cube is here, and then I drag down, and it's already 0.5, and I click accept, and I should have moved that over. Oh well, I'm not worried about that at the moment. Okay, so now we're going to click finish sketch because everything looks right. Yes, there's a line there, don't worry about that. Click finish sketch, and now, number 16, extrude square 0.5 inches. So guess what? I'm going to go to the ribbon. I'm going to go to 3D model, and I'm going to go to extrude, and then I'm going to extrude it out 0.5 just like I did the circle a second ago. So 3D model, extrude, 0.5. I want to extrude this square. So I clicked on it. If you'll notice, the whole square is extruded. Well, how do I know if it's right? We'll find out in a second. So you click that little check mark on the bottom, that little green one, where my mouse is now, and then we'll go click the home view, and we should see the same symbol that looks like this. It's going to look like, I know yours is backwards. I get it. Don't worry. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the top. This is where it stopped me last time. I'm 10 minutes in. I got 5 minutes left. Let's do this fast. Okay, so I'm going to go start a 2D sketch on the top view, and then I'm going to put a point. There's a point right there in the ribbon. So you go across the ribbon. It says 3D model, then point, and I click point. And I'm going to put a point somewhere on the plane, just right in the middle. Okay? Now, I put that point there so we can go to the next step. The next step is place a point on the cube, dimension the point 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the side. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the dimension tool, and I'm going to click point, and I'm going to go to the side, and I'm going to drag up because I like it to be out of the way. So that's supposed to be 1 inch. Okay, so I click 1, enter, and it scoots it over just a little bit this way. And then I'm going to go click the point, and now I click the side. Now I'm going to click the top. Actually, I'm going to click the bottom. Let's click the bottom. All right, so that's not 1. So we need to click there and push 1, enter, and then go to finish sketch, just like step number 19 says. And now we're going to select hole command and make the diameter of the hole 1 inch. So guess what? On the ribbon at the top it says 3D model, and then it says hole right there. So we're going to cut a hole all the way through it. So through the whole thing, okay? We want it to be, what, 1 inch in diameter? So you go over here to where it's got the width of that hole. It's 0.25. I need it to be 1, so I click check mark, and there's your hole. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to save my stuff, but don't save it. I want you to print it. I don't want you saving this. So just go over here and click File. Then you click Print, and then you click Room 5, and then hit Enter, and then you come out with this, and I still have 3 minutes left. Did you do your number 1 and number 2? That means, did you do the ACT English practice? I bet you didn't do this. You know how I know? Because I know who you are. Alright? I bet you didn't do the PLTW IED Unit 5 terms. Go get that done. And then you got homework. It's due in 2 days. It's crash course number 7. Flip it over. Crash course number 8. Get it done. Okay, you have 2 days to get this done. So what did we do? Okay, so what we did is we went over this sheet right here. Everybody's got one of these. Now you get to go where it says completed, check. I'm going to put a check mark right, or put your initials. If you're done with sketch plane cube, you put your initials right there in the middle, and then I come over and I say you did a good job. Well, how do I know you did a good job? Because somebody in this classroom is going to print off a cube that looks like this, but I want yours to be a different color. So how do I change my color? I already made you print it, didn't I? So I'm going to make you go back and change the color of it. Go up to the top, very top of your cube. I want you to pick a color out of this color wheel. Type in the word like green or something like that. Yeah, that's ugly, but it's different, right? That means I don't get 1,000 little green cubes. Okay, so here's the next thing. You can click on this little color wheel and change the colors all sorts of ways. You can make it whatever you want. I can make it a light blue something. All right. Let's see. It's been 1,000 years since I've done this. So I'm going to click on the whole thing here. All right. I'm going to click Control. I'm going to hold down a Control on everything. Make sure everything turns blue. And then I'm going to go up here to the top. Click on this little icon with the whatever that is. And then change the color to blue. Is it going to do it? Nope, didn't do it. So you figure this out. This is your job.